Wonderful. So it's 1 p.m., so we're going to get started right on time. And once again, I just want to thank everyone for joining and just remind you to please mute yourselves. And we will open the room up for discussion at the end. But for now, let's mute just to limit the distractions and keep things on track here. So today's event is about unlocking your future with career opportunities in hospitality and food service and hospitality. Yes, sorry. All right, great. So here we have our agenda for the day. So we will begin with a welcome and introduction of the business as well as the team members. You'll get an opportunity to meet the recruiters from themselves, as well as learn from each of their individual roles. I do want to emphasize that the positions that we discussed today are not all of the roles that we currently have live, as it would be too many to go through, but they are some of our, hot positions right now that our clients are very much eager to get the right candidate in front of them and begin interviewing. We will wrap things up with a Q&A, and this is your opportunity to ask any questions or clarify anything that you may want to clarify. We'll go through the logistics of next steps, how to apply, and then just some closing remarks as well. Beautiful. So in front of us here, we have our About Us page. So just a few fun facts. We were founded in 2016, so we're going on to our 8th year of business. And the industries we specialize in are food service and hospitality. We are very niche in that we do not work with any other industry outside of food service and hospitality. We are a total team of 7 members, and our core market is the Caribbean and the Americas. So that includes South America and North America, Latin America. In terms of the niche within hospitality, we're really focused on luxury and upscale properties. So you'll find that a lot of the positions or clients that you see posted on our website are very much in the upscale luxury space. So you'll see leading hotels of the world, Forbes properties, 5-star Forbes properties, AAA 5-diamond properties, small luxury hotels of the world, etc. And that's really the niche that we want to stay in. Here's a quick snapshot of some of our clients. Again, not all, but to my point of working with exceptional organizations and high-level service properties. Here you have some examples, One and Only. We work with the Rosewood, we work with the Four Seasons, Fairmont, and then Mandarin Oriental. And then you'll see some smaller, more boutique hotels like Grace Bay in Turks and Caicos. We're also working with the Kimpton Seafire in Cayman, the Indigo in Cayman, and the sort of list goes on there. Now, in terms of what we do, we are a luxury hospitality recruitment agency, so we specialize in connecting hotels with top talent. Organizations generally come to us when they have a position open that perhaps has been open for some time and they're not finding the right person for the role. This sometimes could be because it is either a confidential hire or it's a turnover, or we do a lot of openings as well. So that's when we'll have a high volume of positions within the same organization. And then we help build out those departments across all levels. So we're not only working, you may hear today a lot of culinary positions, but we work across all departments from rooms division, front office, of course, food and beverage, engineering, sales, marketing, you name it. We're really involved in all departments and really honing in on the middle management up to executive level. We have been quite busy as well doing some line level positions, but it's not always the case for us. Generally, we are pretty focused on that department head level and above. In addition to providing our clients with talent for their hard to fill roles, we also provide candidate support. So if you are applying for a position through us, we are with you through the entirety of the recruitment process. So we not only submit your resume, but before we even get to that point, we will schedule a call with you to review your experience with you. We'll talk about your career trajectory, your strengths, the size of the operations that you're coming from. An example, let's say, is if you are a food and beverage manager, we want to know how many food and beverage outlets did you manage? Were they open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner? Or how many seats were there or covers per service? And then, how big your team was, who you reported to, etc. We really want to paint the picture of your experience that ties in with your resume, and then also share anything that may be prevalent, such as if you're looking to recruit with your or to relocate with your spouse, if your notice period is 30 days, what your salary expectations are, what you're currently earning. So we really do take our time to ensure that you are the right fit for the role, and that also that this is the right fit for you as well, because we are marrying not only you with the company, with yourself. So it needs to make sense for both parties. And of course, I want to also add that not always will a candidate get to the very final stage into an offer, because it has been quite a competitive market. But we do take our time in speaking with you, because we want to ensure that we're building out your profile to as detailed as we can. So when another opportunity arises in the future that may be a good fit for you, that we can, right away keep you top of mind and send you a brief on that role. Lastly, here we have personalized talent acquisition. So we're really focused on providing the absolute best service to our clients, and this means finding the best candidate for them for that role. And a lot of times, we get applicants who meet all of the requirements, and that's great. And then sometimes we have candidates apply who don't. So that's why we're always working very hard to ensure that we're building our business and working with a broader range of properties so we can find a job for everyone. Now we'll go into the team. So this is a snapshot of our team here. I am the CEO and founder of the business. We also have Alma on the team at the top left there, who is our operations manager. She's really behind the scenes ensuring that things are running smoothly. Danielle, who is our marketing manager, who put this presentation together, and anything that you essentially see on LinkedIn has been designed and posted by her. And then we have 3 full-time recruiters on the team. Catherine Small, who specializes primarily in our culinary positions, but also focuses on some other areas as well, such as IT. And we have Anita, who's very much involved in more of our executive level roles. And then Jessica, who's an operations recruiter across all departments. Catherine is our newest member on the team, and she's our junior recruitment specialist who spends a lot of time connecting with talent online to build our network and ensure that we are always growing our community. And then in front of us here, we have what our mission statement is, and that is to provide the best career opportunities to the brightest people with the greatest employers. We are very much focused on working with the top organizations within hospitality and food service. And I see this as a way to provide an extended growth in your careers as well, because generally these organizations provide a greater value in training and development and opportunities. So for us, it's important that we're not just working with any hotel or any restaurant or any grocery store, but we're working with organizations that are really looking to always improve their service, their product, are growing and providing opportunities for their teams as well. So we're going to get started with our roles. We are, one of our recruiters, Jessica, is off today. Unfortunately, she's sick. So I will be speaking about her positions, but I'm sure before that you'll hear from a couple other recruiters on the team.
So let's get started with my roles, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. Nita here. Let's get started. Next slide, please. So the first position that we have there is for the restaurant manager. This position is for a luxury Forbes recommended property. They're in St. Lucia, in the Caribbean. And what they're looking for with this restaurant manager could be from any nationality. But one of the mandatory requirements is that this person needs to have at least their 2 years of experience as a restaurant manager or a previous track record there within leadership in F&B, in a hospitality, having that hospitality background, right, coming from luxury, but also having that remote island life experience, which they feel is a little bit more transferable, since St. Lucia is a small island and a bit more secluded when compared there to the rest of the Caribbean. So if you feel that this position is for you, you can find the link there on our website, and also contact me directly. Next slide, please. So this position, gym manager, is for also a luxury property there, but specifically within the Cayman Islands. So this property caters to very high-end type of celebrity, A-list type of guests. And with this gym manager, we are basically looking for someone that has ample experience there within leadership, managing a high-end type of gym, well-versed there within programming, manages a relatively medium to large team, and also could be from any nationality. The salary for this one is a really good salary. They're offering their $90K USD net per year. Next slide, please. Now, this opportunity, since it is in Puerto Rico and Puerto Rico is part there of the U.S., we're only considering U.S. citizens just because the client is not willing to provide work permits and visas. So this opportunity, we're looking there for an iconic property in Puerto Rico for a director of banquets. This position would be reporting directly there to the director of F&B of the property. And what the person needs is basically 3+ years of experience as a director of banquets, managing a large and complex team, and preferably coming there from the luxury hospitality industry. Next slide, please. This is an exciting new position that just came in our pipeline. So I'm currently looking there for a mixologist. This position is actually from within Turks and Caicos, not St. Lucia, but the employer is open there to any nationality. And basically what the requirements that this person needs to have is at least their 5 years as a mixologist, coming from a luxury property within hospitality, and basically just having a great energy and dealing with spirits as well as wines. So this property is also a Forbes recommended property, also within the luxury segment of the hospitality industry. So if you're interested, there's my email. Just send me your resume. And yeah, next slide, please. And my last position is for a group sales manager. This property is for a Forbes 5-star property, so very luxury to ultra luxury property there in California. Since it is in the US, this one also only eligible and successful candidates who are US citizens, and they must have their experience within luxury hospitality, have at least 2 years of experience working as a group sales manager within a hotel environment, and willing to relocate there to Palo Alto, since the position is based on site. Well, that's all for my positions. Once again, everyone, you can find all these opportunities on our website. But in case you'd like to email me directly your resume, there is my email. And yeah, let's check out the other opportunities we have with our other recruiters. That's all for me. Thanks, everyone.
Hi all, this is Catherine, based in Cape Town. Okay, so I'll be discussing with you most of our chef position. Next slide, please. So we have this really amazing opportunity for a pre-opening of a luxury hotel. This is the first ever corporate property of this hotel, gonna be based in Montana. Okay, we need someone who got the experience of pre-opening of 4 to 5 outlets. Okay, the candidate must be unfortunately just U.S. citizen, due to our client is not going to foster any work permit. All right, the salary would be negotiable from 150 to 150 USD per year. All right, and as soon as this hotel opens up, this will be like an ultra luxury and 5-star hotel. Next slide, please. This is a very exciting opportunity as well for our Spanish speaker chefs based in Costa Rica, one of the luxurious property in the rainforest of Costa Rica. We are looking for a chef who got an experience in entire revamp of their menus, okay, menu engineering, cultivating and motivating locals, farm to table type of dining, social responsibility for the local producers in the country. All right, we need someone who's bilingual in English and Spanish, and must have an experience of like 4 to 5 as an executive chef. Next slide, please. So chef de cuisine, we will be needing 2 of the people who got international background. Okay, they have 2 positions. One is actually for a high volume operation. Okay, and the second one is for the high-end restaurant. This property is actually one of the award-winning property in St. Lucia. Okay, we need someone without ego, just like manifesting the different culture, different international experience into a plate. All right, we need someone who know to manage the finances and as well as motivating the entire team. No nationality required. We just need someone who got international experience in terms of the cuisine. All right, so this is one of the exciting and different type of chefing. Okay, so as you know, DC is also recruiting for food services. So this is gonna be based for British Virgin Island. At the moment, our client do have 8 stores. Okay, and they are opening up to another 2. They would have a central kitchen. We need someone who got experience in grocery, managing to have a different type of health requirements, experience in bakery, experience in creating food from the grocery to hot kitchen, bakeries, cold salads, and all that. So this position will be based in British Virgin Island. Okay, we need someone who got strong in retail. Also someone, unfortunately, no hotel or just restaurant, because it has a different requirement in terms of the experiences. Next slide, please. All right, so executive chef, this is a brand new position that we have that will be based in Puerto Rico. The candidate must only have either Puerto Rican citizen or any U.S. territory to be authorized to work in Puerto Rico. All right, so this is only has two outlets, and they are actually a James Beard awarded property in terms of their restaurants. Okay, we need someone who got at least 2 to 4 years experience, not really yet an executive chef, but maybe executive sous chef who's actually willing to take the step forward as an executive chef for this position. Salary would be ranging from 75, negotiable upwards based on the experience for the right candidate. Thank you.
Wonderful. So it's Daniela again, but I'll be chatting about Jessica's roles, and I am seeing some comments coming in as well. So we'll try our best to get those answered at the end. But for now, we'll continue with Jess's roles. Go ahead. Great. So this position is a general manager. So the number one at a hotel located in Barbados. We are looking for someone who has experience as a minimum a hotel manager or resort manager. So it could be a number two moving into a number one role. We are prioritizing candidates who have experience with a property that is minimum 400 keys. So this is definitely not a boutique hotel. And also our client is only considering CARICOM nationals. So that means that you do have to have a passport from one of the Caribbean islands to be considered for this position. It is a great opportunity to join a world-class organization and brand that is internationally known. And we are very excited to be working in the Barbados market, which is not usual for us. Salary for this position as well. Let me just check here. For that role, for anyone who is interested, is quite attractive. It starts at $140,000 and it then is negotiable based on experience, as well as there are expat benefits. The Director of Sales and Marketing position is for the same property, and also prioritizing someone who has all-inclusive hotel experience. And they are open to anyone who has sold a property of a minimum 200 keys. Again, CARICOM nationals are strongly preferred here. We are going to exhaust all of our options with CARICOM nationals before the client will consider opening it up to other nationalities. The salary for this position starts at $100,000 USD plus expat benefits, and again is negotiable based on experience. Assistant General Manager in St. Thomas. So St. Thomas is a part of the U.S. Virgin Islands, so we are only able to consider U.S. nationals or U.S. citizens for this position. Work permits or sponsorship will not be provided. The Assistant General Manager we're looking for is going to be the number two for the food and beverage operations of hotel located in St. Thomas. They will be required to have a strong guest-facing background. So the general manager would handle more of the P&L, scheduling, ordering, etc. And then the assistant GM is we're really honing in on someone who is guest-facing, strong with customer service, ability to lead and motivate the line-level team, and of course, willing to relocate to St. Thomas, which doesn't sound too terrible either. The salary for this position in St. Thomas, give me 1 second while I just look it up here. So the salary for this role starts at $70,000 and is negotiable for the right candidate. The same property also has a kitchen manager that we're looking for. So similar requirements in terms of must be a U.S. citizen, must like no sponsorships would be provided, but the kitchen manager, instead of being guest facing, would be in the back of house managing the kitchen and working alongside the executive chef to ensure smooth service back of house. This is a very exciting position and not something we see very often, but our client is a large hospitality group that has a casino in their portfolio, and they are looking for a casino general manager. This is open to any nationality. However, you must have casino experience. So it's not enough to be a general manager of a restaurant or a food and beverage manager. This role actually has no involvement in F&B outside of you may work alongside a food and beverage manager, or the food and beverage manager may report to you, but the casino general manager is very much an operations role for the entire casino. And we are looking for someone who has worked in the casino environment for a minimum of 5 years at a senior level. For this position, salaries also are negotiable for the right candidate, but we do have it starting at 90,000 USD. And of course, relocation and work permit would be provided, as well as health benefits, paid time off, etc. We do not provide a housing allowance in Jamaica. However, our client is very flexible in providing temporary accommodation and even a rental vehicle when you arrive, so you can get yourself situated and be looking at housing. Again, a very attractive company that is growing exponentially and has a number of different exciting internationally recognized brands under their portfolio. So there is room for mobility and to grow into more of an executive senior level role. All right, great. So next we have a food and beverage operations manager. This is the same property that Nita had spoken about in terms of the Forbes Hotel in St. Lucia. So very much a luxury hotel. It is located in a more secluded area within St. Lucia, so 50 minutes from the airport and about an hour and a half from the city center. So we are looking for someone who not only has food and beverage operations management experience, which this would be a number 2 role reporting into the assistant director of F&B. Currently, there is no F&B director, and I don't think that's going to change for some time. So this is for all intents and purposes a number 2 position. There is also, I believe, 5 to 6 F&B outlets. So you must have multi-outlet experience. Absolutely needs to have luxury experience. So we're not looking for anyone from 3 to 4 star. Unfortunately, you do have to be coming from a property that has high service standards. And, having Forbes training is great, not necessary, but definitely great, as well as prioritizing someone with remote island experience. This is a nice to have, not necessarily a requirement, but we have found in the past, specifically for this property, that it could be a little bit of a culture shock for anyone who isn't used to living in remote areas. And this property is unique because although there are things to do in St. Lucia, it's unlikely that you'll be driving an hour and a half every day to go for dinner or, to go to the movies or what have you. So we are looking for someone who enjoys the beach, nature, sort of that slow life, but an opportunity to join a world-class hotel that is managed by a very large hospitality group that has thousands of hotels in their portfolio. So it's an opportunity as well to get in with the company and then grow and move somewhere else in a couple of years if you so wish. For this role, the salary is, bear with me, this role starts at 78,000 USD plus expat benefits. So there is a housing allowance, I believe, of 1,200 USD and a transportation allowance. And all these details can also be found on our website on our careers page. All right, great. So that sort of wraps up our really hot positions, I would say, but I do want to emphasize that today we may have gone through 15 roles. We have 52 positions listed on our website. So if you did not hear of a role that made sense for you or fit your experience, I do encourage you to reach out to us and share us your resume. First check our career website, have a look at the positions listed, and apply for anything that fits your background. And then if for some reason we don't have a role that fits your experience, that you reach out to one of the recruiters on the team so we can ensure that we have your resume in our database and that we can share opportunities with you when they become available. In terms of some of the questions I'm seeing here, I will answer a few, and then I'll also give the opportunity to our recruiters to answer some as well. I wanted to highlight the question about our entry-level positions. So we do have entry-level roles. We actually recruited, I think, at least 20 this year between servers, bartenders, room attendants, housekeeping attendants, front desk agents, concierges, housekeeping supervisors. There was a food and beverage supervisor we recruited this year as well. We had 52 positions that we filled this calendar year over the last 6 months. And I'd say about at least a quarter of them were junior level roles. Many of those positions are no longer available, but they absolutely do become available. And I do encourage you to keep an eye on our website to be notified for when those roles become available. All right, let's see. Does anyone have another question they want to answer on the team while I look for some more here? I see one from Christina about junior chefs and commis and demi chef. Catherine, do we have any opportunities for junior chefs at the moment? Okay, I'll answer that. So we don't have any line cook positions right now. We do have a pizza chef role, as well as a sushi role. Both are line cook level positions. The pizza chef position, we are looking for someone who has wood oven pizza experience, so traditional Italian pizza. You do not have to be Italian, but it is definitely advantageous if you have worked within an authentic Italian pizzeria. And then for the sushi position, it's also a line level role for a Japanese restaurant. And we've seen many line cooks at this property grow into senior level positions. We've seen sous chefs grow into executive sous chefs, etc. So it's a good way to get your foot in the door, but it is an entry level, I would say, junior level position that still requires experience. So I'm Prakash. I received your question here about why do we not have any junior management level roles. So generally, and I think this is important to explain, locals always have priority for all positions in the Caribbean. So before we ever get a role, the position needs to be advertised locally. And this is actually by law, and it's regulated by the government. So when an employer decides that, okay, I want to submit a work permit, the government will ask for evidence that they have first seeked out someone locally for the position. And only in the time that there has not been anyone who qualifies for the role are they allowed to then have a work permit submitted for this said person. So that is generally why we don't get very many junior level positions, because oftentimes they can be filled locally. Many of the locals start their career within hospitality in these junior level roles, and it is the responsibility of management to be coaching, leading, motivating, training, and developing the junior level team so they can take on more of these senior level positions and move into supervisor roles and assistant management roles. So it's not that we don't want to work on these positions. It's oftentimes that the locals have them, and we're happy to hear that as well, because we want to be able to also support the local job market within these islands. So it's just not always feasible for us to have junior level positions. Nayer, we do not have any sales or customer service roles at the moment. We do have like leisure sales and group sales, but they're both located in California and are open to U.S. nationals only. We don't have any sort of junior level sales or customer service roles. So Asanka, I see here that you've worked in Turks and Caicos for 5 years at a celebrity resort background, and you'd like to apply for the mixology position. So that's wonderful. I encourage you to have a look at our career page and apply directly, or email Nita directly with your resume. The mixology level position, I do want to emphasize that although it's a mixology role, it is a salaried position and it's not just a bartender role. So it does require someone who had more responsibility behind the bar, creating menus, creating cocktails, creating specials, maybe creating their own bitters. So of course, creativity and technical experience is definitely a requirement, but also the ability to supervise the bar and manage the bar as well, because you would be working closely with the beverage manager. Does anyone else on the team want to answer any questions?
So Sorry, my laptop just hung up. Okay. Regarding the chefs, Daniela, I just heard we placed the sushi already. What we are looking for now is more pizza chef, okay, than the sushi chef.
Okay, great. And I'm just asking that to please mute yourselves if you're not already muted. And perfect. So as Catherine was mentioning, so right now we only have a pizza chef position, correct?
Yes.
Okay, great.
But we are on quarter 3 now, so there's gonna be like a lot that will, for the line level, like what we have experienced in the last years, there's gonna be like line levels that will be coming up, especially on quarter 3, quarter 4, so just stay tuned on our social media, on LinkedIn, on our website, that we're gonna be posting more position coming up. Because normally in the Caribbean, remember Daniela, normally in the Caribbean, quarter 3, quarter 4, there's a lot of line levels that will be coming up. So just watch out.
Yeah, a great point. So we essentially, the Caribbean slow season is between, I would say, May to September. So there's a bit of a hiring freeze, I would say, come, February, March. Not so many positions because they're moving into slow season. But right now we're ramping it. You'll notice that probably next month we'll start ramping up quite a bit because work permits can take 30 days and people generally have 30 days notice. So we'll begin recruiting in August for people to start in October. And that's when busy season starts. So peak season is really between November and March, April. But to get ready for the holidays and training and development, we tend to see our clients wanting people to begin as soon as October. So certainly keep an eye out on positions. But again, I do want to emphasize that we won't always have the line level positions, but we can certainly help you and lead you in the right direction. In terms of assistant restaurant manager from Joseri, we don't have an assistant restaurant manager position, but we do have 3 restaurant manager roles in the Cayman Islands and 2 restaurant manager roles in St. Lucia. If you are a seasoned assistant restaurant manager, so let's say you've been at the assistant restaurant management role for a minimum of 2 to 3 years, I think it's certainly worth it to be applying for these roles because we do often see our clients hiring someone who is in the junior, in the position before for that role to step up. We've hired executive sous chefs for executive chef. We've hired assistant front office managers for front office manager. We've hired assistant housekeeping managers for a housekeeping manager role. So don't be discouraged. It's worth a try. In some cases, our clients do want someone who's already been a restaurant manager, but I do think for the roles we currently have, there's some flexibility there. And so Arjun, what's the question that you have? Feel free to unmute yourself. Or ask in the chat. You're looking for a job in culinary. Okay, great. Send us your resume and we're happy to have a look. And then Precious, what's your question?
Good evening.
Good evening.
So I'm not new. It's my second time. I did our first the first one. So I think last month as a president to the second interviews. I got message that because I was like waiting for a while. I was opening that if the new comes up, then they will open my file. Yes, I'll keep my appointment and be the first person to get back. It was successful, it was successful. And I did it to the better. I got it. Hoping
Sorry, Precious, I really can't hear you. It's cutting out quite a bit. If you can leave your question in the chat box, I'll answer it, but I can't hear you, unfortunately.
Okay, I'll just read it.
Thank you. So to answer Jimmy, in terms of purchasing roles, we do actually have 2 purchasing roles right now. We have a procurement manager / category manager position in the British Virgin Islands. This role is open to any nationality, and it is with a grocery chain. So we are looking for someone who has purchasing experience within retail grocery. The second purchasing role is a procurement director for a hospitality group. We are looking for people who have purchasing experience with restaurants specifically. We don't feel that hotels translate the same because the purchasing is just it's not as specific as it would be for restaurants. So those are 2 purchasing positions that we currently have. And Thomas, a head bartender role, we do have the mixologist position in Turks and Caicos. So that would probably be the closest role. If we ever get laundry positions, we absolutely do. We hired a laundry manager previously in the Cayman Islands, and we have had laundry attendant positions previously. No private butler roles right now. And I believe Alma has listed some of the line level positions we do have, which is front desk agent, a houseman, and public area attendant. No more concierge roles at the moment. We've finished those positions, but could come back. And in terms of positions in the United States, it is very rare to get a work permit or sponsorship in the United States. In the 7 years that I've been working in this business, I've never seen it. Anytime we get a position in the US, it's never open to outside nationals. However, for anyone who is junior, I recommend that you get a T1 visa, which you can do on your own, because a lot of hotels are hiring T1 visa holders for entry-level roles such as concierge, front desk agent, line cooks, etc., because there is a shortage of talent in the line level space. Unfortunately, this isn't really a service we provide, not now anyways, maybe in the future, but we see often people on their resumes who sort of started their international careers through a T1 visa, and it does add a ton of value to your resume as well.
Just to answer one of the question about nationalities, okay, we are not looking into nationalities as long as you have the experience or our client isn't required to, then we basically interview everyone. If our client doesn't specify about nationality, we entertain everyone, as long as they have the experience on the position that we have posted.
Okay, great. So I agree with Catherine. We don't discriminate on any nationality whatsoever. It really comes down to whether our client is open to providing a work permit or not, or if there's a language barrier. An example is, of course, positions that we recruit in Costa Rica, Mexico, and Dominican, you have to speak Spanish. There's no way around it. So you can be from anywhere in the world, but you need to be bilingual in Spanish and English. Positions in Puerto Rico and the United States are only open to U.S. nationals. In addition, in Puerto Rico, you have to speak Spanish as well. Positions in St. Thomas or the U.S. Virgin Islands, you must be American. This is not us making these decisions. This is the not only are there a lot of hoops that our clients have to go through to submit work permits, but it's also the requirement that they have given us. But generally, for all of the Caribbean, it's open to any nationality unless otherwise specified. And an example is the positions in Barbados, which they're looking for CARICOM nationals. Also, when we work in the Dutch Caribbean, generally they're looking for Dutch nationals as well. But that's for no other reason than the requirements set out by the government or our clients.
Yes. And we place in the Dutch Caribbean, Daniela, we place 2 South Africans. Our team also just actually got the job for 2 Kenyan nationals and the one from Nairobi with Alma and Danielle. So just to guys let you know that, like what Daniela said, we don't discriminate. As long as you have the talent, we are here for you, and the right experience and attitude.
Absolutely. And I'm seeing some people make some great comments here, like Louise, your experience sounds very attractive, as well as I saw another candidate who shared some of their experience. I'm going to leave my email in the chat box, so I welcome you to email me and let me know. Send me your resume and I can guide you in the right direction on whether we have a position that fits your experience, or if I could suggest another hotel. Like we believe, in good karma. So even if we're not working on a specific position, but we know that this hotel is hiring, I'm happy to send you the job post, and who knows, maybe one day you'll be the hiring manager and you'll look for us to, help you build out your team. So don't hesitate to reach out to us. We've really built this community along the emphasis of providing value to everyone. And if that can't be through getting you a job, then hopefully it can be through helping you with some advice on your resume or with your application, or in guiding you in the right direction to maybe a hotel that would, have positions available for you. So I think that sort of covers most of the questions that you've asked. So we're going to move on to the next slide, so you know where we can go in terms of next steps from here. All right, so how can you apply? So there's a few ways you can apply. The first is I always suggest that you visit our careers page. Why I put such an emphasis on this is because if a position is open on our career page, it means that we're still interviewing candidates. When a position goes to the stage of offer, we make the role internal. So we don't want to waste your time. Like, we don't want you to apply for a position that's actually no longer available anymore. So, but if the position is posted on our website, it's available and we're interviewing candidates and we're submitting them to our clients. The other advantage of going through our career page is when you apply, your resume is now in our database. So you never have to send it to us again, unless of course we need an updated resume. So that's the first place you should go. Secondly, we do post jobs on LinkedIn as well. And same thing, if you apply through LinkedIn, your resume will go into our database and we have you for life. So you will receive our monthly newsletters, you will receive updates on our events, and you will also get emails from recruiters when we find a position that matches your experience. Lastly is you can connect directly with the recruiter. So we're pretty active on LinkedIn, I would say. So I encourage you to follow us on our LinkedIn page, because we post job listings there, and that's where you can connect with the recruiters as well. So if, for example, Nita or Jessica or Catherine post a position, don't hesitate to reach out to them. We're quite busy, so if we don't respond right away, don't be discouraged. We're always making sure that we go through every single applicant in our career page. So again, that's why I sort of guide you back to the career page, but don't hesitate to nudge us and say, hey, I sent my CV, I haven't heard back, and we'll do our best to get back to you. Keep in mind, we do get hundreds of applicants every single day, but it is our priority to ensure that we continue to respond to each and every single one of you. Lastly, I have left my personal email at the bottom here of our chat, so feel free to save that and send me an email. I don't generally share my personal email with a large group, but it's a thank you to joining this call and giving us the opportunity to connect with you. And then in addition, I encourage you to connect with us on Instagram. We're often sharing some valuable insight on there about industry news, trends, tips on resumes, applications, and then of course LinkedIn and our website as well.